James McDevitt and Edward White, two astronauts, on a trip to space in 1965. Were flying over the Sahara Desert when they saw a huge, eye-shaped shape on the ground and a smaller, similar shape inside it. Along its length, this big eye is 265 kilometers long and 70 kilometers wide, covering an area of 18,500 square kilometers. That's about 30 New York City-sized cities, or 5 Los Angeles-sized cities. The smaller ring-shaped feature is 40 kilometers across. The Richat Structure, also called the Eye of the Sahara, is a unique rock formation that can only be seen from space. Researchers first thought it might have been caused by an asteroid impact. But they haven't found any solid evidence to support this claim. This means that scientists still don't know how this formation came to be. Some researchers think this building is similar to the mythical lost city of Atlantis, which was shown on old maps as a society with ring-shaped cities that were all connected to each other. Many people are interested in the parallels between the Eye of Sahara and Atlantis. Historical maps show that Atlantis may have had ties to places like Egypt. Scholars like Herodotus and Pomponius Mela put Atlantis on maps from long ago. The site of Atlantis is the same as the Richat Structure or Eye of Sahara in the present day. The Richat Structure's huge rings are so big that it's hard to picture yourself standing in the middle of them. Researchers are confused by the Richat Structure because they haven't found a structure like it anywhere else in the world, even though there isn't any proof of ancient societies from 12,000 years ago. In addition to its amazing shape, the Sahara Desert hides a lot more than just being a big, dry place. It's hard to believe that the Sahara used to be lush and green. The Sahara is made up of 11 countries and covers 9 million square kilometers, which is the same size as Europe or the United States. It is growing at a rate of 10% every century. This growth makes us wonder where the desert came from and where the sand that builds up there came from. The White Desert in Egypt is a very interesting place. With its white sand and limestone shapes, it looks like the Arctic during the day. In the time of the dinosaurs, 25 million years ago, this area was under the Tethys Ocean. Over time, winds wore away at the limestone layers, turning the area into a white desert. The geological past of the area is closely linked to how the Sahara turned into a desert. Limestone areas turned into white deserts, and sandstone areas turned into orange sands. The Sahara is very dry right now, but there are signs of plants and trees that used to be there that can't survive in the dry climate now. After the last ice age ended about 26,000 years ago, the Sahara's scenery has changed a lot over the last few million years. During these times, called African humid periods, the warm parts of Africa got very cold but didn't freeze. This was a unique event in Earth's climate history. The alligators in Africa are thought to be the 5th generation because they have lived there for thousands of years without moving there from somewhere else. There are a lot of alligators right now, but their numbers are slowly going down. Frogs and fish caught in the water are what these alligators eat most of the time. There is also a story from the Sahara about the strange glass stone that was in the necklace of Tutankhamun, the Egyptian king. Because this stone is so unusual, experts have been confused by it for years, leading to the idea that it came from somewhere other than Earth. But in the end, it was found to have come from the Sahara. A lot of these kinds of stones were found in the Middle Sahara, mostly in Libya. Scientists think that about 30 million years ago, an asteroid hit this area and melted the rocks there. At that time, rivers and streams ran through the area. When the rock that was melting met water, it cooled very quickly and turned into glass stones. The sand in the Sahara doesn't look like it can be used for anything, like mixing with water to make concrete or for other purposes. Still, this sand falls in huge amounts into the South American Ocean and supports the Amazon jungle, which is over 4,000 kilometers away. This sand has only 0.08% phosphorus, which is thought to be the same amount that stays stable in the Amazon. Phosphorus is lost from the jungle when rainwater flows into rivers. If the sand from the Saharan desert didn't bring back phosphorus to the Amazon, new plants and trees would not be able to grow there. Here are some interesting facts about the Sahara Desert. It is often called the world's biggest desert, but it's actually the third largest. The deserts in the Arctic and Antarctic are bigger. It's true that the Sahara is the world's biggest hot desert. The Antarctic and Arctic are the only cold deserts. The Sahara is 9 million square kilometers big. But its size changes with the seasons because sand moves around and gets bigger or smaller. Only 25% of the desert is made up of sand. The rest is made up of rocks. In the Sahara, you can find small sand mounds. Mount Kousi, which is 3,415 meters high, is the highest point. The Sahara is the hottest desert, but it snows there, and in some places the temperature can drop as low as 6 degrees Celsius. Thanks for watching.